Magandang umaga sa lahat. Bago natin formal na buksan ang ating talakayan para sa asignaturang ito, ay nais ko muna kayong tanungin kung ano ang pagkakaintindi ninyo sa sawikain ni Confucius na nagsasabing hindi na baling mabagal ang pag-usad mo, basta hindi ka humihinto. Sige, binibining bauson.
Sa tingin ko po ay pinapahiwatig nito ang diretsyong pag-usad ng bawat isa sa atin. Hindi karera ang buhay kaya't lahat tayo ay makakarating sa kung ano ang gusto natin.
Maraming salamat. O sino pa ang gustong magbahagi ng kanilang mga kasagutan?
Para naman po sa akin, ang ibig sabihin po ng quote na yun ay at least tinry mo yung best mo at hindi ka sumuko. Yun lang po.
Para naman po sa akin, kahit anong bagal ng usad, basta hindi ka hihinto at susuko na marating ang pangarap mo sa buhay, mararating mo yon basta hindi ka susuko sa bawat laban at dawok sa iyong buhay, kahit anong pagsubok pa man ang haharapin.
Para po sa akin, kahit po gaano kahirap at kabagal ng progreso sa ating tinatahak, huwag po tayong huminto. Dahil naniniwala po ako na parehas lang ang pagtakbo at paglakad. Darating at darating din po tayo sa ating patutunguhan.
O ikaw, Ginoong Molina?
May I answer in Tagalog or Taglish po? I can't seem to find the perfect words for it. Yes. Thank you po. So, sa tingin ko, ang sabi po ni Confucius dyan sa quote ay we should not focus on the quantity of the progress. Instead, dun tayo dapat mag-focus sa quality nito. Lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang tinatahak na daan. Sari-saring mga sari-saring laban, sari-saring yon. Kailangan huwag tayong sumuko sa pangarap natin kahit gaano pa yon kahirap abutin.
Maraming salamat sa napakatalinhagang sagot na iyan, Ginoong Molina.
Maaari din po ba akong magsagot, ma'am? Kailangan nating pagsikapan kung anong sa tingin nating tama po. Hindi man natin maabot ang perfection, ngunit ang pagiging makatao at palaging maaabot.
Question number 4. Do you agree or disagree with the policy? We agree to the policy. We agree to the Executive Order number 263 that was issued on April 12, 1940, that our national language will be used to all public and private school in the country, most especially in the primary or elementary levels. As we observed from the scene, students were able to speak and express their thoughts and ideas because they were familiar and comfortable to the language being used in the discussion. Thus, this policy stimulates an effective, expressive, and a communicative learning, so students learn in the best way. However, it is more ideal if we should also give them the opportunity to explore and grow in different languages like English language and their mother tongue. So they will learn the international language and they will also help to preserve their identity.
The stakeholders' perspective were explored and analyzed through the result of different focus group discussions among the teachers, pupils, parents, local school board, parents, teachers, and community association, non-government organization, and local government unit. Resulting from this study indicate the four main benefits of language policy, namely, expressing better ideas, building self-confidence, better retention, and promoting a friendly environment. Meanwhile, the issues that hinder the implementation of language policy are grouped into four main significant themes. First, it doesn't suit on a multilingual environment. There's also a presence of difficulty in translation, inadequacy of instructional materials, and mandatory compliance to the Department of Education order. So even if there's a benefits in the implementation of language policy, bear in mind that there's also uh, issues that will hinder the benefits of the language policy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Delilah, and I will answer the third question. How were these issues seen evidenced in actual language instruction? The implementation of the Executive Order Number 134 declaring Tagalog as basis of the national language in all public and private schools in the country become a big part of the education policy in school. Filipino language was being used as a medium of instruction in school, and with that, in school there should be an adjustment both to teacher and students in using a language in order for all the students to really and further engage to the discussion in the classroom. The issues that arises or can be seen in actual language instruction in the classroom is that, first, is the adjustment of teachers and students in using a Filipino language, in which there is a problem that will arise because students will divert their interest in learning and using Filipino language rather than in English language. On the other hand, in learning other English subjects like math and science, students will find difficulty because they're more used to speak in Filipino language. Therefore, because of not being used to speak English, language code switching will arise because students are more comfortable using Filipino language and explaining. They are more able to express themselves, their opinions and suggestions in using Filipino. And it's also a way for them to build a strong and effective communication to other people. Second, proficiency in English language could not be attained by students because the language that is being used as a medium of instruction is Filipino. With that, Filipino language is always used. And lastly, the issue that can be seen in actual language instruction is that the students will learn more, not only the basic in Filipino language, but more than that. They will more enrich and further develop the national language. Students, even teachers, will be an effective communicator, and they will be able to further enhance their communication skills and macro skills in their own language, such as writing, listening, reading, and speaking. In addition, using Filipino language as a medium of instruction in school, students and even teachers learn the language more, and at the same time get to know the richness of their own culture. It's also increased the ability and knowledge in our language. With that, I can say that Filipino language as medium of instruction promotes better learning. Thank you.
The Executive Order Number 134 was signed by the late President Manuel Quezon, declaring Tagalog as the national basis for the national language, whereas the Executive Order Number 263 was also signed by him, declaring that the national language should be taught in all over the country, both public and private institutions. These policies have been enacted in school in the form of language practice. This means that starting from elementary up to high school, there has always been a major subject, which is Filipino, the national language. It has always been a major subject or core subject to be taught to the students. And integrated in the tertiary level, there will always be subjects to be taught using the national language and corresponds to the national language Filipino, such as kontekstualisadong komunikasyon sa wikang Filipino, sosyedad at literatura, panitikang panlipunan, Filipino sa iba't ibang disiplina, sine sosyedad, pelikulang panlipunan, at and etc. Aside from overt language policies, which I have mentioned earlier, these policies can be also corresponds to the covert language policies, wherein the Tagalog, or the basis for the national language, can be used as a medium of instruction in subjects like literature, as long as the literature that is being spoken or being taught is made from the Tagalog language.